Hi everyone, and welcome once more to the house at Pig Corner, on a cold but sunny day in late November. These lucky boars are just being let out to roam and forage for the day, in a fairly secluded backyard. But are then tucked up at night in their warm and cozy shed conversion, fitted out especially for pigs. So they've freedom by day, plus warmth and safety at night. On days like this, when the weather's dry, they're usually in a rush to get outside as soon as possible, after spending the night being cooped up in the shed. Although they are dragging their heels a bit this morning, with some of them still tucked up in their haybox or upstairs on one of the mezzanines. They've sussed out where the warmest spots are, and don't always want to give them up. For any first-time visitors, the channel's based in southwest UK, near the North Devon coast, adjacent to the River Torridge. We're on the edge of a small town, but very close to the countryside and the Bristol Channel. So you'll often hear a lot of birds in the background, everything from rooks to seagulls and garden birds. Gordon and Mario were definitely upstairs, I'd say. They've just started hanging out on the top floor. Cedric and Dylan still haven't appeared, the lazy little buggers, so we need to keep an eye out for them later on. This is a fairly typical scene after they've been let out in the morning. They spread out everywhere all over the place, checking for new smells, and in particular whether the other pigs have been out yet. Piggy B, as usual, makes straight for the annex as that's where he's likely to find Amos. Talk about infatuated, that boy's got a one-track mind. That's typical Dylan behaviour too, doing zoomies as he's just so excited to be out. He's generally the liveliest and most excitable of the herd. Lots of activity around the annex area, which is also par for the course. Although now they've sensed that there might be food up on the bank as well. So here they come. Well, some of them at least. Gordon's left ear is all healed up, by the way. A couple weeks back I mentioned he'd been in a scrap and his ear was bleeding. It's just had a small notch taken out of it. Most of them seem to get one or more of those sooner or later, and it's not really anything to be concerned about. He doesn't seem bothered by it at all, and hopefully he's learned a lesson from the encounter. Don't know who was responsible, but Cedric Dudley and Piggy B would be at the top of the list of suspects. This wasn't a pre-planned idea, by the way, filming through the terracotta pot, as it just happened. So it probably needs a bit of thought and planning to get any decent shots from it. So it's time to let Amos and Albert out for a run around, and Albert still doesn't want to use the ramp. I still haven't seen him use it yet, and he always jumps down, and then back up again when he's finished. Not sure why that is, as he fits through easily enough, and they weren't an issue when he lived in the shed. It's just Dylan out with them today, although Dylan keeps away, so they've effectively got the place to themselves. I think there's a bit of scenting and spraying going on here. They've become quite good mates in a short period of time, and the outcome for Amos is better than we could have hoped for. There's not much left of this shrubbery area, is there? This was all overgrown with green ferns, reeds and bushes just a couple months ago. Now look at it. Completely gone. Well, that's it for this week, so I do hope you've enjoyed today's clips. No piggy trains this time, I'm afraid, although we did get a bit of action to liven things up. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio for now then. See you next week.